Hi everybody, it's Jennifer from Jentle Soaps, and today we're going to make chocolate chip cookie liquid soap, and we're not going to start with the thickeners yet. We're going to slowly work up to the thickeners because there's a lot of different thickeners you can try. Some of them are easier, some of them are harder, some of them are products that you have to order at a specialty shop like the chemistry store. Others are things you have in your kitchen. Most of us anyway. So we'll try all of those things, and I'll try to give you pros and cons. For me, I prefer something that's a sure thing, so let's get started. All right, down here I've got a portion of the Goldie Dreadlocks soap paste that we made yesterday. Here is the finished product, just to recap. Now this is really cool. I didn't dilute it at all. I just added fragrance and colorant and sparkle and put it in a bottle. Now when you're doing these things, label them with the scent and the date. I didn't add preservative to this. You should if you're going to market it at a rate of whatever it recommends on the bottle, okay? But before you sell them, you should check their shelf stability, okay? So date them. Hold on to them for 6 months. If they're okay after 6 months, give them either a 6-month stamp or less. It's up to you. All right. Now this is a really neat product because it's portable and it's small and it's highly, highly concentrated. So if one of your customers wants to wash their hands and they don't want to use commercial soap, say they're sensitive to it, all I have to do is take a tiny little bit like that, and they can wash their hands. I'll do a demo on this later today, so you can see how that's done, but it'll be on another link, and I'll just link it here. So let's put this away because we're done with that. We all know how to do that now. Now remember, your soap paste is perfectly safe as long as you've done your testing. Now I'm going to dilute this one, and then with the magic of television, we'll make our chocolate chip cookie liquid soap. So this is, again, without any thickeners added. So I'm just going to heat up the water. And while that's heating up, we're going to talk about all the different ways that you can thicken your soap. Now, the one that's most popular on the internet when it comes to cold process soap making is a 20% dilution of table salt. Or sea salt. Now, I've done that many, many times, and I'm rarely happy with what I get. And I'm not sure why. It's probably because I'm not using a castile soap base. This soap base has canola and coconut and olive and almond, and I really, really like these oils in the soap. I love how they smell when they're in the soap paste without any frills or sparkle. I just really like that combination of oils, and you should like the smell of your oils, because if you don't like the way it smells when you're making it, you're probably not going to be able to cover up that scent, and it'll come back to you later. So work on your blends. If you want your soap to be clear, that's not a high priority with me, then I would suggest you use a very high quality clear olive oil. And then you'll have better luck with the simple 20% salt dilution in water, in distilled water. Now I'm just using water that's been heated up so that it's safe. But again, this is for my own personal use, so I'm not particularly worried about contaminants, because this is the one I'm going to be using. And it's probably a good idea to use it the way you would, because your customers aren't going to be super, super careful how they touch it and how they play with it once it gets into their hands. So you need to know that the product is shelf stable and your customer friendly. So definitely test all of your products before you put them on the shelf. And here's a good reason why. This soap was thickened with table salt, and it separates. I can shake it, and it's super cute again, but it will continue to separate because that's how the formula works. And this will make a nice gift for a friend of mine, but I'm actually probably going to dump it out and try some of the thickeners with you on another episode. Another thing that can happen is maybe your micas are too heavy and they'll sink. This one's a beautiful, beautiful soap that I actually made with a combination of cold process and liquid soap. It's beautiful, beautiful soap. It has a different texture, and when we cover that, I'll show you a little bit more to do that, but it doesn't have a whole lot of holding power, so it doesn't keep things in suspension as well as perhaps some of the other products we can use. And this one, for example, you'll end up with 3 layers. So you'll have your sparkle, your liquid, and then your lighter, foamier soap on top. Creamier soap on top. It's not really foam, it's cream. So another reason to see what will happen with your formulations is here. Look, the color is separating a little bit on the top and the bottom. It's actually clear on the top in this one and heavier on the bottom with the thickness, if you can see that. So you need to know what different thickeners are going to do, and I would recommend that you take your big jar of soap paste and portion it off into small 1 or 2 bottles, see if you like it, and then go on to make a larger quantity of your product to put on your shelves once you're ready and you're sure of what you're doing. Now the preservative I'm going to use today is called paraben DU. I didn't use a preservative in the soap paste because I feel that it's very, very high. Its pH is very, very high. It's about 9 to 10, so it isn't really an environment that's conducive to a whole lot of growth, but we'll see, right? I'm going to put it on the shelf and we'll see how it does. It might get too thick, there's all sorts of strange things that can happen. But I want to be safe in my family too, so I'm going to try this paraben DU. Now if you don't like parabens, I've got some non-paraben based preservatives that we'll be trying. So tune back in. There's lots of different ways to make soap and lots of different ingredients that you can try. This one was found at makingcosmetics.com. They've got lots of different cosmetic containers, amazing variety of containers, and also some of the base ingredients that you'll need. Now I'm going to use, for this amount, just a couple of drops, okay, because we don't need very much. We're looking at 0.3 that's necessary for this formulation. So I'm going to get my scale down. My Christmassy, look, we're all decorated for the holidays. Can you see that? Look! Very cool, huh? Alright, so we're going to turn this on. And I already know that this weighs approximately 1 ounce. So we're going to add 2 ounces of water. My water is ready. And I've zeroed my scale. Now if you get a little bit too much, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Instead of pouring out of that, I'm going to pour out of a glass. This is when your formulations start to get a little less costly. You're able to have, so we're going to do 2 ounces. You're able to offer your customers more for their money. At least it feels like more for their money, right? Now, if you don't have one of these little stick blenders, what's a little mini whisk that's used for coffee, I suggest you get one. This has got a little bit of the mixing from earlier. It's perfectly clean, so don't worry. I'm going to turn that on, and we're going to mix it. All right, now once I've got this as mixed as I can, now the hot water actually does help. You don't have to use hot water, but use distilled water, purified water, the best water you've got, because this is going to sit on the shelf and you want it to be nice. Now you're going to get foaming, that's okay, you can scoop it off. And a lot of the bubbles will break too. You can also spritz it with alcohol if that really bothers you. Me, I don't mind so much. So I'm just going to go through this and make sure a major portion of the chunks are mixed in. See, there's still quite a bit of chunks. Now, we can't continue on with this particular batch, but yesterday, now I'm just going to let this, put a lid on this and set it aside. Now this is one I made earlier. It's unscented and a 2-to-1 dilution. And we're just going to add our fragrance oil and bottle it. And you can see that it's kind of a honey consistency, a little bit waterier than honey right this moment. And I need to give it a little mix. The nice thing about, I kind of had this out overnight, so it got a skin on it. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up so you can see that it's actually quite thick. It's like honey. All off the sides, all that wonderful product. Now this is going to be, again, a concentrate that you'll want to market as a concentrate because it is like 10 times stronger than anything on the shelves that you'll see at your supermarket. So this can be another liquid concentrate hand soap, for example, or a mini shampoo. We're going to scent it now and give you an idea of how thick it is. It's actually really, really thick. And this will thin out. Not thin out. This will thicken up and change again. So we're going to put some fragrance here. Oh, something like that. Here. Hold on. Alrighty, so you can see that it's a thicker, it's a nice shampoo-like consistency. And that's without anything at all going on with thickeners. But again, highly, highly, highly concentrated, maybe a travel shampoo, something like that. That's what you could market it as. Now I'm putting approximately 1 ml in that. Just a few drops, really. Let's see. Strong enough. I want more. It doesn't have enough. I want it to smell chocolatey, so I'll add another ml. Another ml, so we're going to add 3 ml. Now a lot of time, and it's happening now, when you add your fragrance, it will thicken further. And you'll just be happy as a clam because you won't have to mess with any of those other products. But we'll show how much more economical, when we get there, it can be if you do implement them, because you use so very little. Now I'm going to give this another good whisk. All those, any remaining lumps or bubbles. And because this is chocolate chip cookie, I'm going to do something fun with it. I'm going to make it brown, or if I've got some jojoba beads that are brown. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what I've got. Now, as you've seen in the other soap, the micas are a little too heavy for this kind of dilution. So we're going to use some food dyes. Not my first choice, but the dyes in solution are probably best. Maybe use lab colors if you've got those from Brambleberry. Anyway, so let's get started. So to make brown, you need 6 drops of yellow. You need 2 drops of red. And you need 2 drops of green. Let's see what kind of brown we get, because this is a chocolate chip cookie scent. Oh, that's nice. I like that. It's a nice creamy brown color. Not an ugly, dark, muddy color, but just a nice creamy color. Now I'm just going to get the bottle, and we are going to put it in the bottle, and then next time I will show you both the cream undiluted soap paste, and then 1 to 2 dilution, and then we'll go up to a 1 to 3 dilution, which is a lot thinner, so we're going to have to start using some thickeners next time. So hold on, and I'll show you how to fill these bottles easily. You can get them at the dollar store, you can get them at any of the stores that I've linked to below that have containers that you might find fun. Just hold on while I go get those containers. Alright, so from this much soap paste, we got this much soap shampoo, and I'm going to try it as shampoo tonight. We'll see what I think. I've got nice long hair. I have to wash it all the time. We'll see if I like it. If it's too strong, I'll let you know. But I've always wanted a nice shampoo, and there actually is some castor oil in there, so this is a pretty good shampoo. Now these have already been sterilized, so they're ready to be filled. And these are also sterilized. You can get these at any medical supply center. They're a catheter tip 60 ml syringe. I'll show you what that is. And you can reuse them. They're super duper pretty awesome, but they're really great. Ooh, I got bunny fluff. For filling these guys. Alright, so hopefully we won't see any separation, but we might, and I can live with that. And if you don't want to use any thickeners, I'm sure you'll be willing to live with that too. So this is what it'll look like. It most likely will separate into a creamy top with a liquidy bottom, but we'll see. I can never seem to be sure what I'll get. This is actually a 3-to-1. It was separated. This is the first time I've used the chocolate chip fragrance. Another reason you can't really predict is because, you know, you've got other things working on that. Maybe the micas are going to make it a little bit hard to deal with. Just going to get the last of this. Pour it directly in because I don't like to waste. I'm going to do the scrapey off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to cap these up and we will label them so we know what we've got. And we got almost 2 bottles from that same little bit of paste. And so next time we'll come back and I'll give you a update on, there's a little bit of solid in that one, on how well it worked as a shampoo. Until next time, see you later. We'll have the next step in soap dilution with your cold process liquid soap. Keep in mind that what works with mine may not work with you depending on your dilution, so just take the steps small and make sure that you don't do the whole batch until you know what you're doing. These are just guidelines, these aren't recipes. You're going to have to do a whole lot of your own work. This is a starting point though, and I hope we see more of these products on the market because it's absolutely the most fabulous liquid soap I've ever used. I really like it, and I really encourage you to give it a try if you haven't. And next time we're going to start with Crothix. No, we'll start with methyl cellulose. It works really well for a 1 to 3 dilution, even a 1 to 5. So we'll do a 1 to 3 and a 1 to 5 next time. I might mix them up and do them separately. We'll see. But for next time, come on back if you want to learn more about liquid soap making and cold process soap making and bath bombs and bubble wands. I've got a lot of fun things planned for the new year, and I hope you'll come back. So click subscribe if you want to see what's new and wonderful at Jentle Soaps, and if you want to learn something more about beauty crafting. So until next time, good to see you. See you later. Here's your hair. It's been brushed. It brushed out very easily, didn't it, Melissa? And actually washed out a lot better than the other kind, and I used less product. So finding some positives here. What do you think, Melissa? Is it a positive? Is it a good one? Do you like it? Here we have my daughter Melissa and her finished hair. Isn't it pretty? And there's me and my cocoon curls. And last but not least, chocolate chip cookie shampoo curls. Come back next time. Click subscribe.